The three hidden powers of Sagittarius, the eternal traveler of the Zodiac, the one who chases horizons where the sky meets the soul itself. But behind that carefree smile and that gaze lost among the stars, something pulses that most will never be able to see. The brilliant mind of a visionary, the silent strength of a spiritual warrior, and the immortal flame of an ancient soul that has been reborn countless times. Nothing in Sagittarius's existence happens by chance. Every step taken, every loss suffered, every unexpected reunion, everything is a pulsing reminder of their cosmic purpose written in the stars. Because Sagittarius didn't land on this plane just to exist. They came to awaken consciousness, to light fires where there was only darkness. And today, you're going to discover the three hidden powers that make them one of the most misunderstood and powerful signs of the Zodiac. But before revealing these ancestral secrets that few know, I need you to take a deep breath, breathe, and feel. Sagittarius, look inside your chest right now. Can you feel that burning call, that restlessness that never leaves you in peace? If the answer is yes, then you need to stay with me until the last second of this video, because the third power I'm going to reveal will completely, and I mean completely, transform the way you see your own destiny. And if you're not a Sagittarius but know someone of this sign, who always seems to know more than they reveal, who seems to carry secrets in their eyes, share this video with that person, because what I'm about to reveal here might be the awakening they've been waiting for lifetimes. Before we continue, leave your like at this exact moment, not later, now. Leave your energetic mark here so the universe recognizes your presence and opens the pathways for you to receive this wisdom. And subscribe to the channel, because here you'll discover the deepest and most hidden secrets of your sign, truths that superficial astrology never told you. Here, nothing is coincidence. If this video reached you today, it's because the cosmos is calling you to remember who you really are, to pull you from spiritual slumber. Now close your eyes for a brief moment. Visualize a resplendent bow shining under the mantle of the night sky. Every arrow that Sagittarius shoots doesn't seek common, trivial, mundane targets. It seeks truth. It seeks meaning. It seeks the infinite. And it's exactly in this insatiable desire, this eternal hunger for significance, that Sagittarius's first hidden power is revealed. Prepare your heart, because what comes now will touch directly the deepest essence of your being. First power, the gift of deep vision, the gaze that sees beyond time. Sagittarius was born under the majestic dominion of Jupiter, the celestial giant of expansion and divine wisdom. But what few understand, what escapes even the most experienced astrologers, is that this Jupiterian influence goes far, far beyond the superficial luck or naive optimism that books describe. It grants Sagittarius an extremely rare, almost magical gift, deep vision, the power to see what's hidden behind appearances, behind masks, behind the illusions that reality weaves. While most people drown in the surface of things, swimming in shallow waters of appearances and falsehoods, Sagittarius dives deep and feels the hidden movement of life, the invisible pulse of the universe. They perceive the unspoken intentions floating in the air like silent ghosts. They read the signs of destiny written in languages others don't even know exist. They connect the invisible dots between events that seem random to everyone else, but form a perfect pattern for them. It's as if their soul had studied, in countless past lives, the secret code of the universe, as if they carried within themselves an ancestral library of forgotten knowledge. Jupiter doesn't just represent luck or abundance. Jupiter is the portal of consciousness expansion, the bridge between human and divine, the key that opens the doors of absolute truth. In Sagittarius, this celestial archetype manifests as spontaneous, visceral wisdom, something that doesn't come from dusty books or years of academic study, but directly from the spirit, from the core of the soul. And here's the part few tell you. This power is both a radiant blessing and a heavy burden to carry. because those who see too much also feel too much. Those who see beyond the veil carry the weight of truth. Imagine a solitary archer on a hill, staring fixedly at the infinite horizon, while everyone around them observes only what's immediately ahead, the obvious, the common. Sagittarius aims far beyond. They see something only their eyes can perceive, something that doesn't exist yet but is already forming in the invisible layers of reality. It's as if their gaze pierced through the barriers of linear time, seeking truths that are still gestating, waiting to be born. Have you noticed how Sagittarius always senses when something important is about to happen? How they seem to have an internal radar that detects changes before they manifest, or how they can understand people in complex situations without needing long explanations, without asking anything, just by looking, feeling, knowing. This is the first power in full action, the spiritual vision that senses paths before they fully reveal themselves, that reads energies like others read words. But listen carefully. This gift demands a high price from Sagittarius's soul, because the more they understand the real workings of the world, the more they see behind the curtains of collective illusion, the more they realize how blind, how asleep the world is. And there arises the Sagittarian loneliness, that loneliness no one sees, but weighs like lead in the chest. That's why Sagittarius's first power is also the loneliest of all, the most misunderstood. They see beyond the horizon. They understand the secrets whispered by the wind. They know things they shouldn't know, but they can't always reveal what they see. They can't always share what they know, because not all souls are ready to hear the naked truth. Not everyone can handle the weight of reality without filters. And Sagittarius learns this in the most painful way, when they try to illuminate others and are misunderstood, rejected, even called crazy. But inside them there's something even more potent than this vision, something even more transformative. A silent and relentless fire that pushes them forward, even when no one understands their journey, even when they walk alone under the stars. And it's exactly in this sacred fire that Sagittarius's second hidden power is born, a power that transforms everything it touches, that alchemizes the impossible. Are you ready to discover it? Second power, the gift of transmutation, transforming chaos into wisdom. Sagittarius is fire, but pay attention, not just any fire. It's not the impulsive fire of Aries that explodes and consumes everything quickly. It's not the creative fire of Leo that shines to be admired. Sagittarius is the flame that rises from its own ashes. It's the ancestral energy that transforms deep pain into radiant light, that alchemizes devastating loss into clear direction. While other signs sink into the swamp of despair, let themselves be dragged by the current of sadness, Sagittarius does something extraordinary. They find a hidden meaning, a divine lesson behind every tragedy that crosses their path. This is Sagittarius's second sacred power, the mystical ability to transmute absolute chaos into pure spiritual wisdom. Ruled by Jupiter, the giant planet of infinite expansion, and belonging to the fire element that purifies and renews, Sagittarius doesn't fear the ruins that life builds around them. They don't flee from the ashes. They don't hide from the wreckage. They grow from them. They bloom where others wither. Jupiter whispers in their spiritual ear an ancient truth. Everything that crumbles, everything that falls apart, brings with it a divine lesson waiting to be discovered. A treasure hidden beneath the rubble. That's why when life tries to break Sagittarius, when the universe seems to conspire against them, when everything collapses simultaneously, something magical happens. They become even stronger, like an arrow that only gains true momentum and speed after being tensioned to the maximum on the bow. The pressure doesn't destroy them. The pressure prepares them to fly higher. Imagine the devouring fire burning absolutely everything around. Trees turning to ashes, buildings crumbling, the entire world seeming to reach its end. For most signs, this would be personal apocalypse, the end of the line, total defeat. But Sagittarius looks directly at the dancing flames and understands something few can comprehend. The fire didn't come to destroy. The fire came to purify, to clean what no longer serves, to burn what's already dead, and make room for the new. Each painful experience that tears their chest becomes precious fuel for the awakening of consciousness. Each tear shed waters the seeds of a new version of themselves. Suffering doesn't define them as a victim. Suffering refines them like spiritual gold. How many times have you witnessed someone with Sagittarius rising from the depths when absolutely everyone around them was certain it would be the end, when everyone had already given up on them? They lose everything: job, relationships, security, health, money. They lose it all at once. And yet, somehow, inexplicably, they come back. They come back smiling. They come back with a renewed glow in their eyes that seems to defy death itself, that seems to mock destiny. This isn't blind luck. This isn't foolish optimism. This is pure spiritual power. Sagittarius learns from the most violent falls, grows exponentially from the most painful mistakes, evolves profoundly from wounds that never completely heal. Pain becomes their greatest teacher. Chaos becomes their greatest ally. The end becomes their greatest new beginning. This power comes from a cosmic truth engraved in the heart of the universe. The more the fire burns, the more the flames consume impurities. The purer, the more valuable the gold becomes. And Sagittarius is the spiritual gold of the Zodiac, forged in the most violent storms, cut by the cruelest truth, polished by the most devastating losses, and guided by unshakable, almost insane faith that absolutely everything has a greater purpose. Nothing is in vain. Nothing is by chance. Every pain has a reason. Every loss opens a door. But now take a deep breath, because we've reached the limit of what the common mind can process. There's something that goes far beyond deep vision, something that transcends even alchemical transmutation, a power that not even Sagittarius themselves can fully control, a power that doesn't belong to them, but chose them as a channel. It comes from the ancestral winds of destiny. It manifests when the universe desperately needs a messenger between worlds. Are you truly ready to hear this? Because there's no going back once you know. The third power is the most ancient of all, the most feared by those who understand, and the most divine among the divine. Prepare yourself, because what comes now might change your life forever. Third power, the gift of prophecy, the voice of the divine calling. There's something in Sagittarius that doesn't completely belong to this dense plane of existence. It's as if, from their first breath at the moment of birth, they carried inside their chest an ancient echo, an ancestral vibration, a voice that isn't theirs, but of the very fabric of the universe pulsing through their soul. This is Sagittarius's third hidden power, the rarest, the most dangerous, the most sacred, the gift of prophecy, the divine calling that transforms them into a living messenger of cosmic truths that traverse dimensions. Jupiter, their celestial ruler, isn't just the planet of luck or material expansion. Jupiter is the planet of ascended masters, enlightened sages, gods who walk among mortals. It's through this deep Jupiterian connection that Sagittarius connects to the higher spheres of universal consciousness, to dimensions where time doesn't exist, where past, present, and future are just one. When this divine energy fully manifests, the Sagittarian becomes a pure channel, a crystalline transmitter of universal wisdom that flows like a river of light through their existence. They speak, and their words echo far beyond limited reason. They vibrate at frequencies that touch the soul directly, without passing through the filter of the mind. They feel, and that feeling instantly transforms into powerful intuition, into knowledge that comes from nowhere and everywhere at the same time. Many call it strange premonition. Others prefer the term spiritual vision. Some say it's just Sagittarian luck. But the raw, naked truth is that Sagittarius speaks the forgotten language of the cosmos itself. They understand the whispers of the stars. They decipher the signs that the universe scatters like breadcrumbs on the path of the chosen ones. Imagine a luminous arrow being shot with superhuman force toward the infinite sky. It pierces through the white clouds that limit common vision. It surpasses the layer of the visible that traps most souls, and finally touches the invisible, the unnameable, the divine. That gleaming arrow is Sagittarius, the sacred messenger between the dense human world and the subtle divine dimensions. That's why when they speak from an open heart, there's a different force vibrating in the surrounding air, a spiritual electricity. It's as if time stops for an instant to listen, as if the entire universe holds its breath. They're not just transmitting common ideas or personal opinions. They're not repeating what they read in books or heard from others. They're translating, in imperfect human language, what the universe is desperately trying to communicate through them. Have you noticed how Sagittarius, even without full awareness of it, awakens something deep in other people? How their words, sometimes so simple and unpretentious, touch ancient wounds that no one knew existed. How they ignite truths dormant in the depths of the soul. This is the gift of prophecy, in full manifestation on the physical plane. Sagittarius doesn't need to predict the future like a circus fortune teller. They don't need a crystal ball or tarot cards. They reveal the future through the pure vibration of truth that emanates from their being, through the frequency they naturally carry. Sagittarius feels in their body when something is deeply wrong. Even if everything seems perfect on the surface, they instantly detect when someone is lying, even if the lie is perfectly constructed. They sense when a powerful energy is about to change, when a cycle is ending, when a new chapter is beginning. They are the herald of the new consciousness being born, the living flame that announces the new beginning after the end, the voice that cries out in the spiritual desert of sleeping humanity. But here's the hidden danger of this third power. Deep knowledge is a double-edged sword, and naked truth is a revolution that destroys entire worlds of illusion. That's why Sagittarius was never truly understood by the masses. They were never completely accepted by a society that fears change. They weren't born to be understood. They were sent, chosen, marked by the cosmos. Every brutal challenge they faced, every violent fall they suffered, every painful rupture they survived, everything was just the necessary preparation for the sacred moment when they would finally become the pulsing voice of collective destiny itself. And when this power fully awakens, when Sagittarius finally accepts their divine calling and stops running from their own light, nothing in the universe can stop them anymore. Because an awakened Sagittarius doesn't just speak about the distant future. They don't just predict what will happen. They create the future with every word spoken. They manifest realities with every aligned thought. They transform collective destiny simply by existing at their highest frequency. Now you finally know. The veil has been removed. The truth has been revealed. Sagittarius's three hidden powers aren't just random spiritual gifts. They are ancestral keys that open dimensional doors, the deep vision that sees beyond linear time, the alchemical power to transmute chaos into wisdom, and the divine gift of prophecy that connects worlds. Three sacred flames that, when awakened simultaneously and perfectly aligned, transform Sagittarius into something much greater, much more powerful than just a common astrological sign. They transform them into a spiritual guide between worlds, a cosmic messenger between dimensions, a gleaming bow pointed directly at the pulsing infinite. But listen to this final warning with total attention. These powers never emerge in the comfortable calm of life. They don't reveal themselves when everything is fine, when life is easy, when you're comfortable and safe. They emerge from the depths in the crucial moments when life seems to completely crumble, when everything you knew turns to dust, when you lose everything and stand alone in the darkness, because it's exactly in devastating chaos that Sagittarius's immortal spirit is reborn from the ashes like a flaming phoenix. It's when absolutely everything is lost, when nothing remains, that they finally discover the way back to themselves, to their purest essence, Sagittarius is the eternal fire that seeks meaning in every spark. They are the tireless wanderer who never stops walking, even when their feet bleed. They are the rebel spirit that transforms piercing pain into profound wisdom, and wisdom conquered into unshakable faith in the greater purpose. That's why never, never doubt a Sagittarius who suddenly falls silent and withdraws, because when they finally speak again after the silence, it's no longer just them speaking. It's the entire universe responding through their transformed voice. And now I ask you, looking directly into your eyes through this screen, do you feel this ancestral fire burning inside your chest? Can you feel this urgent calling echoing in the depths of your soul, screaming for you to wake up, to remember, to assume who you really are? Could it be that the universe is at this exact moment desperately trying to awaken your dormant gifts, your forgotten powers, your sacred mission? Leave in the comments now what you felt during this video. Be honest. Be truthful. Leave your energetic mark here. And if you're a Sagittarius, or have ascendant or moon in this powerful sign, I want you to write with conviction in the comments, I accept my calling. Write this now. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. Because spiritual awakening isn't something that happens gradually over the years. It happens in a single instant of conscious decision. It begins with a simple but transformative choice. The choice to finally remember who you really are behind all the masks, all the fears, all the limitations that society tried to impose on your free soul. Understand something fundamental. Your powers aren't in the future waiting to be conquered. They already exist now, dormant within you like seeds waiting for the right season to sprout. The deep vision that sees hidden truths is already in your eyes, waiting for you to trust it. The power of transmutation that transforms chaos into wisdom already pulses in your veins, waiting for you to embrace the storms instead of running from them. And the gift of prophecy, the ability to be a channel of the divine, already resonates in your voice, waiting for you to have the courage to speak your truth without fear of others' judgment. Everything is already within you, always has been, always will be. The only question that matters now is, are you ready to stop hiding? Ready to stop dimming your light so as not to outshine others? Ready to finally accept that you are a cosmic messenger disguised as an ordinary human? Like this video now, to activate this powerful energy within you. It's not superstition, it's spiritual quantum physics. Your conscious action sends a vibration to the universe saying, I am ready. And subscribe to this channel because the cosmic journey of self-discovery is just beginning. We've barely scratched the surface of what your sign is capable of manifesting. Turn on the notification bell because in upcoming videos, we're going to dive even deeper into the hidden mysteries that mainstream astrology never had the courage to reveal. In the next video, I'm going to show you something that will shock you. What happens when Sagittarius tries to ignore their spiritual destiny, when they try to live a normal life, when they try to hide their light, and more importantly, why the universe always, inevitably, calls them back to the path, even if they resist with all their strength, even if they build walls, even if they flee to the other side of the world. Because you can run from many things in life, Sagittarius, but you can never run from your own cosmic purpose. The cosmos has a way of gently destroying everything that isn't aligned with your true essence, until you have no other choice but to surrender and accept the calling. Share this video with that Sagittarius, you know, who seems lost, confused, disconnected from themselves, the one who's trying to be something they're not, the one who's suffocating their own light. This video might be exactly the trigger they needed to wake up, the spark that will ignite their sacred fire again. Before you go, I want you to close your eyes for one last moment. Take 3 deep breaths, feel the air entering and leaving, and visualize your luminous arrow being shot toward the infinite skies, carrying all your purest intentions, all your deepest dreams, all your yet unmanifested potential. See that arrow piercing through the clouds, surpassing the stars, reaching the dimensions where everything is possible, and then whisper to the universe, I am ready. Show me the way. Awaken in me what needs to be awakened. I accept. Thank you for being here with me on this awakening journey. Your presence wasn't accidental. It was cosmic. Until the next video, my dear Sagittarius, may your arrows always find their divine targets. May your fire never go out. And may you never forget, you are not just a human having a spiritual experience. You are an immortal spirit having a temporary human experience. And the universe is waiting for you to wake up and claim your throne. Namaste.